With the exception of those kind of very high-end applications, you'd be surprised at how good it is. And the beauty of the fonts, in many cases, makes up for the slight lack of resolution. You ought to take a look at it. It's pretty good. Anything else? Yes.
Do you have the information on the new assembler board will be available in the third quarter?
The question is, do we have information on the new assembly? I guess kind of what is happening.
What about communication with existing 8-bit software and 8-bit programs to interface them with using MacWrite, for instance, actually in both directions, how it accept like an ASCII file?
Randy?
The terminal emulation program is coming from Apple in the very near future. That will allow you to bring files over. Of course, they won't have the formatting information since no one else does that right now.
Yes.
First of all, the justification for demonstrating, it always affected the entire document. Now, most of the time you want to center the entire document, right? Just want to center a header over the top, and then just leave the rest of the plain format. You want to see how that was
Do you have any other questions?
Trout with submit, which was very conveniently also 5 letters. What if you wanted to change it to halibut?
Oh, these are hard questions. You can do whatever you like. Okay, any other questions? Yes.
What's the development environment? The development software for Macintosh, you can get the Lisa 2s and do it there. It's the same tools environment that's available on Lisa.
What's the development environment, Steve Jobs?
Currently, we're developing all the software on the Lisa, and we have this downloading program that you download the programs onto the Mac, and there's a debugging terminal that can be anything that talks ASCII. So you could get by with the Lisa and a Macintosh. In the future, we will hopefully be totally Macintosh-based. We have Pascal and 68,000, 79. We have versions of C up on the Macintosh. I'm not sure when they'll be available.
Yes.
Earlier you mentioned we're not going to abandon the Lisa 1 pioneers. What about the Apple IIe pioneers?
There's some question is, what about all the people that own Apple IIe's? I would first of all say that you own the most popular serious personal computer of all time, number one. Number two, I think that statement's going to be true 3 years from now. See, the real interesting question is, when will we sell more of these in a quarter or in a month than we do Apple IIe's or follow-on Apple II products? And I don't think that's going to be 1984, and I don't think it's going to be 1985. We sold 100,000, actually about 110,000 IIe's in December. What happened was we had sort of a flat October, because it's hard to compete against a product that doesn't exist. The minute that PC Junior was introduced, our sales went through the roof. And I think you're going to see an incredible commitment to the Apple II on the part of ourselves and that third-party community. We're spending as much R&D on the Apple II family as we are on the Apple 32-bit family. And as you've seen, we have the mouse on the Apple II. It actually runs pull-down menus in a sort of simplified version of Paint that Bill helped someone else do. And you're going to see a lot of stuff on the II. You're going to see some very exciting things in 1984 on the II, because we're really committed to that product. As a matter of fact, there's someone here tonight that we might want to bring up here that had a lot to do with the Apple II. Woz? Seattle. We didn't know he was coming, and he just showed up here. He's here. Any other questions? Yes. Do we have have a spreadsheet program for Mac. Microsoft has announced Multiplan for Macintosh, and it's in the stores now. And Lotus has announced 123 for Macintosh, and it's in their development labs now. Yes.
What about the availability for other things from Apple? You mentioned, 27 computers every second, or one computer every 27 seconds. What do we get software?
As you know, the word processor and Paint are available now. We are rolling out the terminal program, I believe, in February, Mac Terminal. Mac Pascal is, I believe, March. Mac Logo, I think, is slipped. We've got a version of BASIC, which is really hot, also slipped on probably in the May, June timeframe at the latest, although Microsoft's version of BASIC is going to be on the shelves within 30 days. Oh, it's available now. Oh, great. Great. Better. Any from the real back? Yeah, just stand up because we can't see you.
Color hearing monitor in the near future.
Yeah.
It's such a big you see a 3.5-inch diskette as a handicap in 5 years old.
Okay. The first question was, do we see a 3.5-inch diskette as a handicap? Clearly, we do not. We're storing, as we said, 400K bytes of information on one side of the diskette. You can throw these things, you can take them, and I would never do that with a 5 1/4-inch floppy, and I bet that diskette will still work. They're really tightly protected. They don't need these ridiculous jackets. They're very high capacity, and they're very reliable, and will allow us to build smaller and smaller products in the future. So we're really happy with that decision, so happy that we converted all of the leases over to it. And you can expect that all future 32-bit products from Apple will use that technology for floppy diskette storage. On the color side, we had a very interesting challenge and a choice. We knew how to do low-resolution color, which is the kind that you can get on current-generation personal computers. And we had a breakthrough on how to do high-resolution, high-definition black and white. And as you can see from the Macintosh display, it's very high-definition. We could not figure out a way to take very high-definition color, which currently sells for $15,000 to $20,000, and figure out how to put it in a box that would sell for $2,500. We don't think there's a way to do it today. So the question was, should we go with low-resolution color, which you really don't want to stare at all day, or high-definition black and white? And we chose the latter because there are a group of technologies converging around black and white. As an example, the technology that lets us do the very high-definition CRT in Macintosh. Secondly, someday we hope to put Macintosh in a book with flat panel technology, which will most certainly be initially monochromatic. And the third is that laser printing technology is going to be monochromatic initially as well. So there appears to be a lot of these high-resolution black and white technologies converging in the next 3 or 4 years, which are going to allow us to blossom that out into a complete system. Someday there'll be color, and as a matter of fact, Bill built color into QuickDraw from day one. But the types of products for the next 24 months are going to be monochromatic. What's that? Animation, that's a great word. Software for animation?
Mac is capable of doing some incredible animation, and I'm sure you'll see some amazing animation editors working. Bill Budge is working on some games for Mac that I'm sure will blow your mind. Steve Capps wrote the Alice chess game, which you can see sometimes, which does some amazing 3D animation.
You don't have to have it, do you? You got it? Let me get it down. Great. Yes.
I can see where Mac White would be much easier to learn than WordStar, but once you know all the commands, which would be faster, using the cursor or using the command?
The question is, after you become an expert, is the mouse still a feature or a handicap? Would anybody like to answer that? Or
It depends a lot on the individual user. I'm sure different people would prefer different things. I think all of us up here who've had experience with the mouse far prefer using the mouse to cursor keys.
The question, there's a few questions. First of all, we've got to do traditional things better with the mouse, and then we've got to do the untraditional things. Now, we all know that it's hard to draw a fish with cursor keys, so we can start off there. The second thing is that even after you become an expert, we've done a lot of testing, it does take some extra time to get off of the keyboard and find the mouse, and then get back to the keyboard in home position once you've used the mouse. But even with that delay, it is faster, number one. And number two, after you've selected something, the chances are extremely high that you want to act on that selection, i.e. go up to the top of the screen in the menu bar. And since you're already on the mouse, if you add up both of those, it's much, much faster than cursor keys, in addition to being able to draw fish.
Will students in universities that aren't in this elite consortium also be allowed to buy the Macintosh for $1,000?
The question is, will students that are not part of this consortium be allowed to buy the Macintosh for $1,000? The answer is no.
Why not?
Because we go broke. We are currently trying to broaden that program out to probably a larger number of schools in a second-generation program. But we're not ready to roll on that right now, and certainly every school has called us about it, so we're in the process of figuring out exactly what to do. But our goal is to get these to tens of millions of people, and we know that college students can't necessarily afford $2,500 in that point in their life, so we're going to try some creative solutions to that. Yes?
Could we have laws talk about